Oh my gosh. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jimbo, and today we're talking about the difference and going to be demoing the difference between a garden hose foam cannon and a pressure washer foam cannon. Both will be using the JIMBO Super Soaper soap, but what I want to show you in this video is if you don't have all the equipment like a pressure washer, you don't want to buy a $100 foam cannon, you don't want to get all the fancy stuff, can you get a good cleaning, good foaming, a satisfying foaming out of something as simple as a garden hose foam cannon, which literally comes as two components. You could hook it up to any garden hose and start foaming your car, because I truly do believe that foaming your car is the safest way to wash your car and maintain your car, and the easiest, less labor intensive. And so in this video, I'm gonna go over everything from how much soap you should put in the garden hose foam cannon, the pressure washer foam cannon, pros and cons of both. So all that and more coming up in this video. For the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend deal, I'm running 31% off over on jimbosdetailing.com, so you could get any one of my products. All you have to use is the code BFCM31. You're gonna get 31% off all of the Jimbo's Detailing products. I'll put a link below. Okay, so whether you have the foam cannon or the garden hose foam cannon or the pressure washer foam cannon, both of these, I used 4 ounces of the Super Soaper. After I did that, I realized that this container is quite a bit smaller than that one, so this one's probably gonna be a little bit higher of a dilution, which actually, when I rethought about it, worked out perfect, because I wanna have a little bit higher of a concentration or a little bit more soap in there, because I want it to foam a little bit more. Oh my gosh. All right. So, got a few different controls on top here. But that's nice. It comes usually with this gun like that. A, B, C, D, and E. I believe, we'll start at A. I believe A is the least amount of foam. So you're gonna have the most amount of water, and that rings true. So you're gonna have the most amount of water coming through. That is the A setting. If we go to B, let's see how much better it is. Yep, B, getting a little bit more. So let's go all the way up to E. And you have no foam. So let's do E. So this is the most amount of foam possible with a garden hose foam cannon. And you can see, regardless of the soap, you're gonna get a very runny soap, which actually can be good in some cases, but it is significantly less satisfying, I will say. But actually, runny soap isn't necessarily bad, and you are definitely gonna run through the whole entire foam cannon on a bigger car like this, but you are getting the foam on the car, right? You are, at the end of the day, foaming up the car. And this could make it easier. You could do a touchless wash like this with something like the Super Soaper, and it would make it easier to wash a car. It's just not as satisfying as when we get over to the foam cannon version, you'll see. And as you can see, I pretty much sucked all the soap out of there. So you do get soap on the car. It does do that. I do think it's better than a bucket method. Definitely better than a bucket. Not as good as a foam cannon. But you can see the soap, even though it's runnier, it still does cling to the surface. And you are definitely getting the soap doing its job. This is another thing. I'm not hooked up to the deionized water system. So actually, this, I'll show you because I'll leave it here. But if you have the Super Soaper on the car, and this is true, if I'm being frank, with most soaps, as long as you have the soap on the car, you're actually not gonna get too many water spots. It's when you rinse it that you start getting water spots. So I'm gonna leave that soap. I'm gonna switch everything up and hook up the, this is my favorite foam cannon, the MJJC version 3. And I'm gonna hook this up to the pressure washer, and I'll be back and show you that foam. Okay, now the MJJC has a few controls. This dial up here is the pressure washer equivalent for your A to E, and you can see it's indicated by right there. If you want more foam, you're gonna go all the way to the right. If you want less foam, more water, you can go all the way to the left, and you have quite a bit of control there. You also have a control up here to either wide mouth or stream. So I'll show you that too. I could show you what my favorite adjustment is. So get it going here. So again, that is a direct line and then to a big fan, and I'll dial this down. And why that's important is you don't need, another misconception that I see a lot and talk about a lot is you actually don't need to use your whole entire foam cannon for one car. So this is a little bit more runny over foam. If I twist this top knob, adjust that, you're gonna get a much thicker foam, and you can see how much thicker that foam is than the garden hose. Okay, you could go all the way real thick, right? There we go. And you were just turning this car white, you know what I mean? Much thicker. Much thicker. Kind of blasted this side, but you will get some soap streaks if you don't rinse the soap off, but you're not gonna get water spotting like I talked about before. So water spotting. So again, nice thick foam. And my dial's not even all the way. Could dial it all the way. Really get the foam party going. Come on, what's going on with my foam cannon? There we go. So if you're looking to turn your gray car white, at least for the moment, to see how much you might enjoy a white car, you're definitely gonna need a pressure washer foam cannon. But if you're just looking to wash your car in an effective manner, I think the foam cannon, the garden hose foam cannon is a cheap way, at least to get started. But either way, make sure you use a super soaper in there to have the safest car wash possible. All right, so there you have it. Obviously, the pressure washer foam cannon is gonna deliver a much thicker foam. But if, again, you don't wanna invest in the pressure washer, you don't wanna invest in all the equipment, you just want something pretty satisfying, you can just easily pick up a garden hose foam cannon for relatively cheap. I'll link this one below, I'll link both these below, as well as the JIMBO Super Soaper and everything below. But I think you could get a pretty satisfying, safe, clean, safe enough, foamy enough, with the garden hose for a much cheaper price. But again, if you want that thick shaving cream foam and you want to make your life a lot easier with a pressure washer, quicker too, there's nothing that quite beats just foam out of a nice high quality foam cannon. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let me know if you started with a garden hose and stepped it up to a pressure washer, or what you thought about this video in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.